I'm Frank Messina, and I am the recipient of the 2026 Oaks Integrated Award. All Risk has been in existence for 32 years, but I've been in the industry for almost 50 years. So I had a career before All Risk. I went to high school, South Philadelphia High. My dad was an immigrant. He was a factory worker. And he sat me down. He said, look, he said, I work in a factory. He said, I think that's going to be what you're going to do. He said, it's a good paying job. It has benefits and you'll be there for the rest of your life. And I said, okay. So I worked at SCAF for about 5 years. And then what happened was, while I was there, a fella I played football with in high school was a Drexel student. And they had a program where you work in the street for 6 months and you go to school for 6 months. So he wanted to start a small janitorial business. So to fast forward it, I learned some rudimentary skills, and one of them was carpet cleaning. So from there, I began carpet cleaning with a high profile the company in South Philadelphia that was in a dry cleaning business. And I franchised under their name. And during that process, I went out to a job one day and I saw a lot of people running around this building, and there was a guy there, and I said, what do they do? And he said, well, they're restoration contractors. And I showed an interest, and he said to me, why don't we go to lunch? And he said, I'll tell you a little bit about the industry. The rest is history. I embraced it, and we've built it up to a wonderful franchise family business. And I think we're in the vanguard of the industry. We're always evolving. We're always changing. We're getting better. We're improved. And I think my whole outlook from day one was not to make a lot of money, although that is the way you measure success. You count the coffee beans. But I've always wanted to be the best in the industry. And I think I've attained that, with service, quality, honesty, sincerity, all the things you need to be a success in life. And I brought that into the business. But the transformation is that you give people back their space and what they need to function. And I think that's the reward for me, and that's the reward for the client. I think it all comes from my earliest origins. My family are immigrants, very proud people. They had no influence. They had no affluence. But whatever they had, they shared. So when somebody, and I used the term before, says to me, you're generous. I said, no, I'm not generous. I'm just sharing. You learned that in the sandbox. We learned that in South Philadelphia. If you got a hoagie and you see a kid there, you give half a hoagie. It's really just being a human being, being the good person you're supposed to be. And the world needs more of that, needs more humanity, and needs more civility. And in these trying times, we need more of that. Yes, absolutely. If I'm able to write a check, then that means I've already been blessed. So I got to thank the guy from upstairs. I don't need anybody else's thank you, if that makes rational sense. And I think it does. Yeah, I want no thank you. It's my blessing to do that. So yeah, I enjoy uplifting people. As I said to, I think somebody here, I can't remember, that I want to put you together with another nonprofit, that I know there's synergy and you all have the same common goal, to help people who need a lot of assistance. And that's where your nobility comes in. But I could bridge that, and I'm happy to do that. And that's my contribution.